Proteus, what's your will with me?
My gracious lord, that which I would discover the law of friendship bids me to conceal. But when I think upon your gracious gifts, bestowed on me undeserving as I am, my duty pricks me on to utter that which else no worldly good should draw from me. No, my noble lord, Sir Valentine, my friend, this night intends to steal away your daughter. Myself am one made privy to the plot. I know that you have determined to bestow her on Thurio, whom your gentle daughter hates. Should she thus be stolen away from you, it would be much vexation to your age. Therefore, I rather choose to cross my friend in his intended drift, than by concealing it, to heap upon your head a pack of sorrows, which would press you down, being unprevented, to your timeless grave!
Sir Proteus, I thank you for thine honest care, which to requite command me while I live. This love of theirs that myself have often seen. Haply when they have judged me fast asleep, and oftentimes I have purposed to forbid Sir Valentine her company and my court. Fearing lest my jealous aim might err and so unworthily disgrace the man, a rashness that I ever yet have shunned. I smiled and gave him gentle looks, thereby to find that which thou hast now disclosed to me. That thou mayest perceive my fear of this, knowing that tender youth is soon suggested, I nightly lodge her in an upper tower, the key whereof myself have ever kept. Then she cannot be conveyed from hence.
No, my noble lord. They have devised a means, how he her chamber window will ascend, and with a corded ladder fetch her down, for which the youthful lover now is gone presently, and this way comes he with it, where, if it please you, you may intercept him. But please you, my lord, do it so mincingly, that my discovery be not aided at. For love of you, and not hatred of my friend, hath made me publisher of this pretense.
Upon mine honor, Sir Proteus, he shall never know that I had any light from thee of this.
Thank you, my lord. Here comes Sir Valentine.
How now, Sir Valentine, whither away so fast?
Please, your grace, there is a messenger that stays to bear my letters to my friends, and I am going to deliver them.
Be they of much import?
The tenor of them doth but signify my health and happy being at your court.
Nay then, never mind. Stay with me a while. I have some secrets with which I'd like to confer with thee, which touch me near, whereon thou must be secret. 'Tis not unknown to thee how I have sought to match my friend Sir Thurio to my daughter.
Aye, my lord, I know it well. And sure, the match were rich and honorable. Besides, the gentleman is full of virtue, bounty, worth, and qualities much beseeming a wife as your fair daughter. Cannot your grace win her to fancy him?
No, trust me, she is peevish, sullen for a ward, proud, disobedient, lacking duty, neither regarding that she is my child, nor fearing me as if I were her father. And let me say to thee, sir, this pride of hers, upon advice, hath drawn my love from her. And where I thought the remnants of mine age should be cherished by her childlike duty, I now am full resolved to take a wife and turn her out to who will take her in. Then let her beauty be her wedding dower. For me and my possession she esteems not.
What would your grace have me to do in this?
There is a lady in Verona, sir, whom I affect, but she is nice and coy and naught. Esteems my aged eloquence. Now, were I to have thee for my tutor, for long agone I have forgot to court, and besides the fashion of the times has changed. How and which way I may bestow myself to be regarded in her sun-bright eye.
Win her with gifts, if not with words. For With dumb jewels, often their silent kind, more than quick words do move a woman's mind.
But she did scorn a present that I sent to her.
A woman sometimes scorns what best contents her. Send her another. Never give her over. For scorn at first makes after love the more. If she do frown, 'tis not in hate of you, but rather to beget more love in you. If she do chide, 'tis not to have you gone, but why the fools are mad when left alone. Take no repulse, whatever she doth say. For get you gone, she doth not mean away. Flatter and praise, commend, extol their graces. Though never so black, say they have angels' faces. That man that hath a tongue, I say, is no man, if with that tongue he cannot win a woman.
But she, is promised by her friends to a youthful gentleman of worth, and kept severely from resort of man that no man hath access by day to her.
Why then, I would resort to her by night.
Aye, but the doors be locked and the keys kept safe that no man hath recourse to her by night.
What lets but one may enter at her window?
Her chamber is a loft far off the grounds and built so shelving that no man may climb it without apparent hazard of his life.
Why then, a ladder to cast up with a pair of anchoring hooks.
As thou art a gentleman of blood, where might I have such a ladder?
When would you use it, sir? Pray, tell me that.
Why, this very night, for love is like a child that longs for all that he can come by.
By 7 o'clock, I'll get you such a ladder.
But hark thee, sir, I will go to her alone. Tell me, how shall I best convey the ladder thither?
My lord, it will be light, that it may be conveyed under a cloak that is of any length.
A cloak such as thine will serve the turn?
Aye, my good lord.
Let me see thy cloak. I'll give me one of such another length.
Aye, any cloak will serve the turn, my lord.
Let me see thy cloak. I pray thee, how shall I fashion thee to wear a cloak? I pray thee, let me feel thy cloak upon me. What's this here? To Sylvia. And here, an engine fit for my proceeding. I'll be so bold as to break the seal for once. My thoughts do harbor with my Sylvia nightly, and slowly they are to me that send them flying. Blah, blah, blah. In thy bosom! Sylvia, this night I will enfranchise thee, huh? And here a ladder for the purpose. Wilt thou reach the stars because they shine upon thee? Go, base intruder, overweening slave! Bestow thy fawning smiles on equal mates, and think my patience more than thy deserts is privilege for thy departure from hence. Thank me more for this than for all the favors which all too much I have bestowed upon thee. But if you linger, and my territories longer than swiftest expedition will give thee time to leave our royal court, by heaven my wrath shall far outweigh the love ever I bore my daughter or thyself. Be gone, I will not hear thy vain excuse. But if thou lovest thy life, make speed from hence.
And why not death rather than living torment? To die is to be banished from myself. And Sylvia is myself. Banishment from her is self from self. A deadly banishment. Oh, what light is light if Sylvia be not seen? And what joy is joy if Sylvia be not by? Unless it be to think that she is by and feed upon the shadow of perfection. Unless I be by Sylvia in the night, there is no music in the nightingale. And except I be by Sylvia in the day, there is no day for me to look upon. She is my essence, and I leave to be, if I be not by her fair influence, fostered, cherished, illumined, kept alive. I fly not death to fly his deadly doom. Tarry I here, but attend on death. And yet, fly I hence. I fly away from life.
Run, boy! Seek him out!
So-ho, so-ho!
What seest thou?
Him we go to find. There's not a hair on set, but 'tis a Valentine.
Valentine!
No!
Who then? His spirit?
Neither!
What then?
Nothing!
Can nothing speak? Master, shall I strike?
Well, what shall strike?
Nothing.
Oh, Sirrah Norbert, I say. Friend Valentine, a word.
Oh, my ears are stopped and cannot hear good news. So much of bad already hath possessed them.
And in dumb silence will I bury mine, for they are harsh, untunable, and bad.
Is Sylvia dead?
No, Valentine.
No, Valentine, indeed, for sacred Sylvia. Hath she forsworn me?
No, Valentine.
No, Valentine, if she hath forsworn me. What is your news?
Sir, there is a proclamation that you are vanishing.
You are banishing. That's the news. From me, from Sylvia, and from hence.
Oh, I have been upon this woe already. Does Sylvia know that I am vanishing?
Aye. She hath offered to the doom, which unreversed stands in effectual force. A sea of melting pearl, which some call tears. Those at her father's churlish feet she tendered, with them upon her knees her humble self, wringing her hands, whose whiteness so became them as if but now they waxed pale for woe. But pure hands held up, silver-shedding tears, sad sighs, deep groans, could penetrate her uncompassionate silence. Valentine, if he may take this now. Besides, her intercession changed himself, that when she and I revealed one something, that most vanished for them, vanished which regret to find.
No more, unless the next word that speaks have some malignant power upon my life.
Cease to lament, for that thou canst not help. And study how that thou lamentest. Time is the nurse and breeder of all good. Here, if thou stay, thou canst not see thy love. Besides, thy staying will abridge thy life. Hope is a lover's staff. Walk hence with that. Manage it against despairing thoughts. Thy letters may still be here, which, though thou art hence, which being written to me, shall be delivered, even in the milk-white bosom of thy love. The time now serves not to expostulate. Come, I will convey thee through the city gates. Ere I part with thee, confer at large of all that may concern thy love affairs. As thou lovest Sylvia, though not for thyself, regard thy danger, and along with me.
I pray thee, Lance, and if thou seest my boy, bid him make haste and meet me at the north gate.
Go, boy, seek him out.
Valentine! Oh, my dear Sylvia! Hapless Valentine!
I am but a fool, look you yet. I have the wit to think my master is a kind of knave. That's all one if he be but one man. He lives not now that knows me to be in love. But I am in love. Go! But a team of horse shall not pluck that from me, nor who 'tis I love. Yet 'tis a woman! But what woman 'tis I will not tell myself. Yet 'tis a milkmaid! 'Tis not a maid, for she hath had gossips. 'Tis a maid, for she is her master's maid, and serves for wages. She hath more qualities than a water spaniel. Here is the catalog of her condition. Imprim is. Imprint is. Patent. Imprimis. Imprimis. She can fetch and curry. Imprimis. She can fetch and carry. Ooh, she can fetch and carry. Why, a horse can do no more. Hey, a horse cannot fetch but only carry. Therefore, she better than a jade. An item. She can a sweet virtue in a maid with clean hands.
How now, Senior Lords? What news with your mastership?
With my master's ship. Why, it is at sea.
Well, your old vice still mistake the word. What news then in your paper?
The blackest news that ever thou heardest.
Why, man, how black?
Why, as black as ink.
Let me read them.
I only jolted, thou canst not read.
Come, fool, come, try me in thy paper. Item she can milk.
Aye, that she can.
Item she brews good ale.
And thereof comes the proverb, a blessing of your heart, you brew good ale.
Item she can spin.
Then may I set the world on wheels when she can spin for her living.
Item she can wash and scour.
Oh, a special virtue, for then she need not be washed and scoured.
Item she hath many nameless virtues.
Well, that's as much as to say bastard virtues that know not their fathers and therefore have no names.
Here follow her vices.
Close on the heels of her virtues.
Item she is not to be kissed when fasting with respect to her breath.
Well, may be easily mended with a breakfast. Read on.
Item she hath a sweet mouth.
That makes amends for her sour breath.
Item she doth talk in her sleep.
It's no matter for that, so she sleep not in her talk.
Item she is slow in words.
Oh, villain! That set this down among her vices? To be slow in words is a woman's only virtue.
Item she will often praise her liquor.
If it be good, she shall. If she will not, I will, for good things should be praised.
Item she is too liberal.
Of her tongue she cannot, for that's where down she is slow of. Of her purse she shall not, for that I'll keep shut. Of another thing she may, and that cannot I help.
Item she hath more hair than wit. And more faults than hairs. And more wealth than fools.
Stop there. I'll have her. She was mine, and not mine, twice or thrice in that last article. And if it be a match, as nothing is impossible,
What then?
then will I tell thee thy master stays for thee at the North Gate.
For me? And I must go to him?
Thou must run to him, for thou hast stayed so long that going will scarce serve the turn.
Why did not tell me sooner? Pox of your love letter!
Now will he be swinged for reading my letter? An unmannerly slave that will thrust himself into secrets. I'll after to rejoice in the voice of the representative.
Sir Thurio, fear not but that she will love you. Now Valentine is banished from her sight.
Since his exile, she hath despised me most, forsworn my company, and railed at me that I am desperate of obtaining her.
A little time will melt her frozen thoughts, and Valentine will be forgot. Sir Proteus, is your countryman, according to our proclamation, gone?
Gone, my good lord.
My daughter takes his going grievously.
A little time, my lord, will kill that grief.
So I believe, but Sir Thurio thinks not so. Oh. Sir Proteus, the good kissing I hold of thee, for thou hast shown some sign of good resort. Makes me the better to confer with thee.
Longer than I prove loyal to your grace, let me not live to look upon your grace.
Thou knowest how willingly I have sought to match my friend Sir Thurio to my daughter.
I do, my lord.
And I think also thou art not ignorant how she opposes her against my will.
She did, my lord, when Sir Valentine was here.
Aye, and perversely she persevers. What might we do to make the girl forget the love of worthless Valentine and love my friend?
The best way is to slander Valentine with cowardice, falsehood, and poor descent. 3 things that women highly hold in hate.
Aye, but she'll think it is spoken hate.
Aye. If his enemy delivered it. Therefore, it must with some circumstance be spoken by one who she esteemeth as his friend.
Then you must undertake to slander him.
And that, my lord, I shall be loath to do. It is an ill office, especially for a gentleman, especially against his very friend.
For your kind word cannot advantage him. Your slander never can and damage him. Therefore the office is indifferent. being entreated to it by your friend.
You have prevailed, my lord. If I can do it, by aught that I can speak in his dispraise, she shall not long continue love to him. But, say this weed her love from Valentine, it follows not that she will love Sir Thurio.
Therefore, as you unwind her love from him, lest it should ravel and be good to none, you must provide to bottom it on me, which must be done by praising me as much as you in worth dispraise Sir Valentine.
And Sir Proteus, we dare trust you in this kind, because we know on Valentine's report thou art already love's firm votary and cannot soon revolt and change your mind. Upon this warrant shall you have access to her, where you with Sylvia may confer at large, for she is heavy, lumpish, melancholy, and for your friend's sake will be glad of you, where you may temper her by your persuasion to hate young Valentine and love my friend Sir Thurio.
Aught I can do, my lord, I will effect. But you, Sir Thurio, are not sharp enough. You must lay lime to tangle her desires by willful sonnets, whose composed rhymes should be full fraught with serviceable vows.
Aye, much as the force of heaven-bred poesy.
Say that upon the altar of her beauty, you sacrifice your tears, your heart, your sighs. Right, till your ink be dry, and with your tears moist them again, and frame some feeling line to discover such integrity. After your dial-lamenting elegies are done, visit by night her chamber window with some sweet consort. To their instruments tune a deploring dump. The night's dead silence will well welcome such sweet complaining grievance. This or else nothing will inherit her.
Ah, this discipline shows thou hast been in love.
And thy advice this night I'll put in practice. Therefore, sweet Proteus, my direction giver, let us into the city presently to find some gentlemen well skilled in music. I have a sonnet that will serve the turn to give the onset to thy good advice.
About it, gentlemen!
Travelers do fear so much. My friends!
That's not so, sir. We are your enemies.
Peace, we'll hear it.
Fie, my beard we will, for he's a proper man.
I know that I have little wealth to lose. A man I am crossed with adversity, My riches are these, poor habiliments, of which if you should here disfurnish me, you take the sum and substance that I have.
Whither travel you?
To Verona,
Whence came you?
from Milan.
Have you long sojourned there?
Some 16 months. And longer might have stayed if crooked fortune had not thwarted me.
What? Were you banished thence?
I was.
For what offense?
For that which now torments me to rehearse. I killed a man, whose death I much repent, and yet I slew him manfully in fight, without false vantage or base treachery.
Why, ne'er repented if it were done so, but were you banished for so small a fault?
I was. It held me glad for such a doom.
By the bare scalp of Robin Hood's fat friar, this fellow were a king for our wild faction. We'll have him. Sir, a word.
Tell us this. Have you anything to take to?
Not in mine fortune.
Know then that some of us are gentlemen, such as the fury of ungoverned youth, the rest from the company of awful men. Myself was from Verona banished for practicing to steal away a lady, an heir, and near allied unto the Duke.
And I from Mantua for a gentleman who, in my mood, I stabbed under the heart.
And I for such like petty crimes as these, but to the purpose, for we cite our faults to hold excuse our lawless lives, and partly seeing that you are beautified with goodly shape. By your own report, a linguist and a man of such perfection as we do in our quality much more.
Indeed, because you are a banished man, therefore above the rest we parley to you. Are you content to be our general? To make a virtue of necessity and live as we do in this wilderness?
What sayest thou? Wilt thou be of our consort? Say I, and be the captain of us all. I will do thee homage and honor thee. Love thee as our commander and our king. But if thou scorn our courtesy, thou diest.
Thou shalt not live to brag what we have offered.
I take your offer, and we'll live with you. Provided that you do no outrages on silly women or poor passengers.
No! No! We detest such vile, base practices. Come, go with us. We'll bring thee to our cruise and show thee all the treasure we have got, which, with ourselves, all the rest at thy dispose.
Already have I been false to Valentine, and now I must be as unjust to Thurio? Under the color of commending him, I have access, my own love to prefer. But Sylvia is too fair, too true, too holy to be corrupted with my worthless gifts. When I protest true loyalty to her, she twits me with my falsehood to my friend. When to her beauty I commend my vows, she bids me think how I have been forsworn in breaking faith with Julia, whom I loved. And notwithstanding all these sudden quips, the least whereof would quell a lover's hope, yet, spaniel-like, the more she spurns my love, the more it grows and fawneth on her still. But here comes Thurio. Now must we to her chamber window and give some evening music to her ear.
How now, Sir Proteus? Are you crept before us?
Aye, my gentle lord, for you know that love will creep in service where it cannot go.
Aye, sir, but I hope that you love not not here.
Aye, sir, I do, or I would be hence.
Who? Sylvia?
Aye, Sylvia, for thy sake.
I thank you for your own. Now, gentlemen, let's tune into it lustily a while.
Now, my young guest, methinks your alley collie, I pray you. Why is it?
Marry mine host, because I cannot be merry.
Come, we'll have you marry. I'll bring you where you shall hear music and see the gentleman that you asked for.
Oh, but shall I hear him speak?
Aye, that you shall.
That will be music.
Hark, hark.
Is he among these?
Aye, but peace, let's hear 'em.
Who is Sylvia? What is she that all the swains commend her? Holy, fair, and wise is she, the heaven such grace did lend her, that she might admire it be. Is she kind as she is fair, for beauty lives with kindness. Love doth through her eyes repair to help him of his blindness, and being helped inhabits there.
Then to Sylvia let us sing that Sylvia is excelling. She excels each mortal thing upon the dull earth dwelling. To her let us garlands bring. Yay! Oh.
Now, are you sadder than you were before? How do you, man? The music likes you not?
You mistake. The musician likes me not.
Why, my pretty you?
Oh, he plays false.
How? Out of tune on the strings?
Not so, but yet so false that he grieves my very heartstrings.
I perceive that you delight not in music.
Not a whit when it jars so. But host, doth this Sir Proteus that we talk on often resort unto this gentlewoman?
I'll tell you what his man Launce told me. He loved her out of all nick.
Where is Launce?
Gone to seek his dog, which tomorrow, by his master's command, he must carry for a present to his lady.
Peace! Stand aside, the company parts.
Sir Thurio, fear not you. I shall so plead that you shall say my cunning drift excels.
Where meet we?
At St. Gregory's Well.
Farewell.
I thank you for your music, gentlemen.
Madam, good evening to your ladyship.
Who is it that spake?
One lady that if you knew his pure heart's truth, you would quickly learn to know him by his voice.
Sir Proteus, as I take it.
Sir Proteus, gentle lady, and your servant,
What's your will?
that I may compass yours.
You have your wish. My will is even this, that presently you hie you home to bed, that subtle, perjured, false, disloyal man. Thinkest thou I am so shallow, so conceitless to be seduced by thy flattery that has deceived so many with thy vows? Return and make thy love amends. For me, by this pale queen of night, I swear, I am so far from granting thy request that I despise thee for thy wrongful suit, and by intend to chide myself even for this time I spend in talking to thee.
I grant, sweet lady, that I did love a lady, but she is dead.
'Twere false if I should speak it, for I am sure she is not buried.
Say that she be. Yet Valentine, thy friend, survives, to whom thyself art witness I am betrothed. And art thou not ashamed to wrong him with thy importunacy?
I likewise hear that Valentine is dead.
And so suppose am I. For in his grave assure thyself my love is buried.
Sweet lady, let me rake it from the earth.
Go to the lady's grave and call her thence. For at the least in her sepulture thine.
He heard not that.
Madam, if your heart be so obdurate, vouchsafe me yet your picture for my love. Even that picture stranger that is hanging in your chamber. To that I will speak. To that I will sigh and weep. For since the substance of your perfect self is else devoted, I am but a shadow. To your shadow will I make true love.
Oh, if it were a substance, he would sure deceive it and make it but a shadow, as I am.
I'm very loath to be your idol, sir. But since it shall become you well to worship shadows and adore false shapes, send it me in the morning and I'll send it. And so good rest.
As wretches have ordained that wait execution in the morn.
Host! Where'd you go?
Oh, by my halidom, I was fast asleep.
Pray you, where lies Sir Proteus?
Ah, Mary at my house. Trust me, I think 'tis almost day.
Not so. And yet it were the longest night that e'er I watched, and the most heaviest.
This is the hour that Madam Sylvia entreated me to call and know her mind. There's some great matter she'd employ me in. Madam! Madam!
Who calls?
Your servant and your friend, one who attends your ladyship's command.
Sir Eglamour, 1,000 times good morrow.
As many worthy lady to yourself. According to your ladyship's impose, I am thus early come to know what service it is your pleasure to command me in.
Oh, Eglamour, thou art a gentleman. I think not I flatter, for I swear I do not. Valiant, wise, remorseful, well accomplished. Thou art not ignorant to what dear goodwill I bear unto the banished Valentine, nor how my father would enforce me marry vain Thurio, whom my very soul abhors. Thyself hast loved, and I've heard thee say no grief did ever come so near thy heart, as when thy lady and thy true love died, upon whose grave thou vowedst pure chastity. Sir Eglamour, I would to Valentine, to Mantua, where I hear he makes abode, and for the ways are dangerous to pass, I do desire thy worthy company, upon whose faith and honor I repose. Urge not my father's anger, Eglamour, but think upon my grief, a lady's grief, and on the justice of my flying hence, to keep me from a most unholy match, which heaven and fortune still rewards with plagues.
Madam, I pity much your grievances, which since I know they virtuously are placed, I give consent to go along with you, recking as little what betideth me, as much I wish all good befortune you. When shall we go?
This evening coming,
Where shall I meet you?
at Friar Patrick's cell, where I intend holy confession.
I will not fail your ladyship. Good morrow.
Good morrow, kind Sir Eglamour.
When a man's servant shall play the cur with him, look you, it goes hard. One that I brought up of a puppy. One that I saved from drowning when 2 or 3 of his blind brothers and sisters went to it. I have taught him, even as one would say precisely, thus would I teach a dog. I was sent to deliver him as a present to Mistress Sylvia, and came no sooner into the dining chamber, but he steps me to her trencher and steals her capon's leg. 'Tis a foul thing when a cur cannot keep himself in all companies. If I had not had more wit than he to take upon me a fault that he did, I think verily he had hanged for it. Sure as I live, he had suffered for it. You shall judge. He thrust me himself into the company of 3 or 4 gentlemen-like dogs under the Duke's table. He had not been there, bless the mark, a pissing while, but all the chamber smelt him. Out with the dog, says one. What cur is that, says another. Whip him out, says a third. Hang him up, says the Duke. I, being acquainted with the smell before, knew it was crab, and goes me to the fellow that whipped the dogs. Friend, quoth I, mean you to whip the dog? I marry do I, quoth he. You do him the more wrong, quoth I. 'Twas I did the thing you wot of. He makes me no more ado, but whips me out of the chamber. How many masters would do this for their servants? Nay, I'll be sworn I have sat in the stocks for puddings he hath stolen, otherwise he had been executed. I have stood on the pillory for geese he hath killed, otherwise he had suffered for it. I think it's not on this now. Nay, I remember the trick you served me when I took my leave of Mistress Sylvia. Did I not bid thee? Mark me yet, and do as I do. When didst thou ever see me heave up my leg and make water against a gentlewoman's farthingale? Didst thou ever see me do such a trick?
Sebastian is thy name? I like thee well, and will employ thee in some service presently.
In what you please, I'll do what I can.
I hope you will. How now, you horse and ass? Where have you been these 2 days loitering?
Mary, sir, I carried Mistress Sylvia the doggy baby.
Oh, and what said she to my little jewel?
Mary, she says your dog was a cur and tells you currish thanks is good enough for such a present.
But she received my dog?
No, indeed did she not, and here have I brought him back again.
What? Didst thou offer her this from me?
Aye, sir. Oh, the other squirrel was stolen from me by the hangman boys at the marketplace, and then I offered her my own, which is a dog as big as 10 of yours, and therefore we get the greater.
Go. Get thee gone and find my dog again, or ne'er return again into my sight. What? Stayest thou here to vex me? A slave that still turns me an end to a shame. Sebastian, I have entertained thee partly that I have need of such a youth that can with some discretion do my business, for there is no trusting yon foolish lout. Oh. Go. Take thou this ring, and deliver it unto Madam Sylvia. She loved me well, delivered it me.
It seems you love not her to leave her token. She is dead, belike?
Not so. I think she lives.
Alas!
Why dost thou cry alas?
I cannot choose but pity her.
Wherefore shouldst thou pity her?
Because methinks that she did love you as well as you do love your lady Sylvia. She dreams on him that has forgot her love. Dote on her that cares not for your love. 'Tis pity love should be so contrary, and thinking on it makes me cry alas.
Well, deliver that ring, and therewithal this letter. That's her chamber. Your message being done, hie home unto my chamber, where thou shalt find me sad and solitary.
How many women would do such a message? Alas, poor Proteus, thou hast entertained a fox to be the shepherd of thy lambs. Oh, alas, poor fool! Why do I pity him that with his very heart despiseth me? Oh, because he loves her, he despiseth me. Because I love him, I must pity him. This ring I gave him when he parted from me, to bind him to remember my goodwill. Oh, and now am I, unhappy messenger, to plead for that which I would not obtain, to carry that which I would have refused, to praise his faith which I would have dispraised. I am my master's true confirmed love, but cannot be true servant to my master, unless I prove false traitor to myself. Yet will I woo for him, but yet so coldly as heaven it knows I would not have him speed. Oh, gentlewoman, good day. Please you, be my means to bring me where to speak with Madame Sylvia.
What would you with her if that I be she?
If you be she, I do entreat your patience to hear me speak the message I am sent on.
From whom?
From my master, Sir Proteus, madam.
Oh, he sent you for a picture.
Aye, madam.
Go. Give your master this. Tell him from me, one Julia, that his changing thoughts forget would better fit his chamber than this shadow.
Madam, please you peruse this letter.
I will not look upon your master's lines. I know they are stuffed with protestations and full of newfound oaths, which he will break as easily as I do tear his paper.
Madam, he sends your ladyship this ring.
The more shame for him that he sends it me. For I have heard him say 1,000 times his Julia gave it him at his departure. Though his false finger have profaned the ring, mine shall not do his Julia so much wrong.
She thanks you.
What sayest thou?
I thank you, madam, that you tender her. Poor gentlewoman, my master wrongs her much.
Dost thou know her?
Almost as well as I do know myself. To think upon her woes, I do protest I have wept 100 several times.
Belike she thinks that Proteus hath forsook her.
I think she doth, and that's the cause of her sorrow.
Is she not passing fair?
She hath been fairer, madam, than she is. When she did think my master loved her well, she, in my judgment, was as fair as you. But since she did neglect her looking glass, and threw her sun-expelling mask away, oh, the air hath starved the roses in her cheeks, and pinched the lily tincture in her face.
Alas! Poor lady! Desolate and left. I weep myself to think upon thy words. Here, youth, there is my purse. I give thee this for thy sweet mistress's sake, because thou lovest her. Farewell.
She shall thank you for it, if e'er you know her. Virtuous gentlewoman, mild and beautiful. Oh, I hope my master's suit will be but cold, since she respects my mistress's love so much. Oh, alas, how love can trifle with itself! Here is her picture. Let me see. I think if I had such attire, this face of mine were full as lovely as is this of hers. And yet I think the painter flattered her a little. Unless, of course, I flatter with myself too much. What should it be that he respects in her, but I can make respective in myself if this fond love were not a blinded God? Come, shadow, come, and take this shadow up, for 'tis thy rival. Oh, thou senseless form, thou shalt be worshipped, kissed, loved, and adored. Oh, and were there sense in his idolatry, my substance should be statue in thy stead. Oh, I'll use thee well for thy mistress's sake, that used me thus. Or else, by Jove, I should have scratched out your unseeing eyes to make my master out of love with thee!
Sir Proteus, what says Sylvia to my suit?
Oh, sir. Find her milder than she was, and yet she takes exceptions against your person.
What, that my leg is too long?
No, that it is too little.
Then I'll wear a boot to make it somewhat rounder.
But love will not be spurred to what it loathes.
Well, what says she to my face?
Oh, sir, she says it is a fair one.
And how like she my discourse?
Ill when you talk of war.
But well when I discourse of love and peace.
Oh, but better yet when you hold your peace.
What says she to my valor?
Oh, sir, she makes no doubt of that.
She needs not when she knows it cowardice.
What says she to my birth?
That you are well derived.
True. From a gentleman to a fool.
Considers she my possession?
Aye, and pities them.
Wherefore?
That such an ass should owe them.
That they are out by lease.
Oh, here comes the Duke.
How now, Sir Proteus? How now, Thurio? Which of you saw Eglamour of late?
Not I.
Nor I.
Saw you my daughter?
Neither.
Oh, why then she's fled into that peasant Valentine, and Eglamour is in her company.
What?
'Tis true, for Friar Lawrence met them both while in penance he wandered through the forest. Him he knew well, and thought that it was she, but being masked he could not be sure of it. These likelihoods confirm her flight from hence. Therefore, shut not the discourse, but mount, you gentlemen, and meet with me upon the rising of the mountain foot that leads toward Mantua, whither they are fled. Dispatch, sweet gentlemen, and follow me.
Why, this it is to be a peevish girl that flies her fortune when it follows her. I'll after more to be revenged on Eglamour than for the love of reckless Sylvia.
I will follow after. More for love of Sylvia than hatred of Eglamour that goes with her.
And I will follow. Or to cross that love than hate for Sylvia that is gone for love.
Used to breed a habit in a man. This shadowy desert, unfrequented woods, a better brook than flourishing peopled towns. Here can I sit, alone, unseen by any, and to the nightingale's complaining notes tune my distresses and record my woes. So long tenantless, lest, growing ruinous, the building fall, and leave no memory of what it was. Prepare me with thy presence, Sylvia. Thou gentle nymph, cherish thy forlorn swain. What hallooing and what stirs it today? These are my mates. They make their wills their law. Have some unhappy passenger in chase. They love me well, yet I have much to do. Keep them from uncivil outrages! Withdraw me, Valentine. Pussy comes here.
Come, be patient! We must bring you to our captain!
1,000 more mischances than this one have learned me how to brook this patiently.
Come, bring her away!
Where is the gentleman that was with her?
Wouldn't he have not run us?
Come, I must bring you to our captain's cave. Fear not, he bears an honorable mind
my meed, but one calm look. A smaller boon than this I cannot ask, and less than this I am sure you cannot give.
How like a dream is this I see and hear? Love, give me patience to forbear a while.
Oh!
Miserable, unhappy that I am!
Unhappy were you, Madam, ere I came, but by my coming, I have made you happy. Oh!
By thy presence thou hast made me most unhappy!
And me when he approacheth your presence.
Had I been seized by a lion, I would have been a breakfast to the beast, rather than have false Proteus rescue me. Oh, heaven, bejudge how I love Valentine, whose life is tender to me as my soul, and full as much for more there cannot be. I do detest false perjured Proteus. Therefore be gone. Solicit me no more.
Oh, what action stood it next to death would I not undertake for one calm look? Oh, it is the curse of love, and still approved when women cannot love where they are much beloved. Oh!
Proteus cannot love where needs the love.
Oh!
Read over Julia's heart, thy first best love, for whose dear sake thou didst then rend thy faith into 1,000 oaths. And all those oaths descend into perjury to love me. Thou hast no faith left now unless thou hast two. And that's far worse than none. Better none than plural faith, which is too much by one. Thou counterfeit to thy true friend.
In love, who respects friend?
All men but Proteus.
Oh! Nay! The gentle spirit of moving words can no way change thee to a milder shade. I was nothing but a soldier. Woo you against the nature of love. Force!
Oh, Helen!
I was forced to yield to my desires.
Forbid! Let go that rude uncivil touch, thou friend of an ill fashion!
Valentine?
Thou common friend, that without faith or love for such is a friend now! Treacherous man! Thou hast beguiled my hopes! Not but mine eye could have persuaded me. Now I dare not say I have one friend alive. Thou wouldst disprove me! And who should one trust when one's own right hand is parted to the bosom? Oh, Proteus, I'm sorry. I must never trust thee more, but count the world a stranger for thy sake. Oh, the private wound is deepest. Oh, time most accursed. Amongst all foes that a friend should be the worst.
My shame and guilt confounds me. Forgive me, Valentine. If hearty sorrow be a sufficient ransom for offense, I do tender it here. I do as truly suffer as error I did commit.
Then I am paid. And once again I do receive the honest. Who by penance is not satisfied is nor of heaven nor earth, for these are pleased. By penitence the eternals wrath appeased. And that my love may appear plain and free. All that was mine in Sylvia, I give thee.
Oh, me unhappy!
Look to the boy!
Boy! Well, now, what's the matter? Look up! Speak!
Oh, good sir, my master did charge me to deliver a ring unto Madam Sylvia, which, out of my neglect, was never done.
Where is that ring, boy? Let me see.
Oh, this is it. Here it is.
How now? Why, this is the ring I gave unto Julia.
Oh, cry your mercy, sir, I have mistook. This is the ring you sent to Sylvia.
But how camest thou by this ring? At my depart, I gave this unto Julia.
And Julia herself did give it me. And Julia herself hath brought it hither.
now. Julia!
Behold her that gave aim to all thy oaths, and entertained them deeply in her heart. Oh, how oft hast thou with perjury cleft the root? Oh, Rhodius, let this habit make thee blush. Be thou ashamed that I have took upon me such an immodest raiment. If shame live in a disguise of love, oh, it is the lesser blot modesty finds. Women to change their shapes and mend their minds.
And mend their minds, 'tis true. Oh, heavens! Were man but constant, he were perfect. That one error fills him with faults. It makes him run through all the sins. Inconstancy falls off ere it begins. What might I find in Sylvia's face that I might not spy more fresh in Julia's, but with a constant eye?
Come, come, a hand from either. Well, let me be blessed to make this happy close. 'Twere pity two such friends should be long foes.
Bear witness, heaven, I have my wish forever.
And I mine.
Forbear! Forbear, I say! It is my lord the Duke! Your grace is welcome to amend disgraced, banished Valentine.
Sir Valentine!
Yonder is Sylvia, and Sylvia's mine.
Thurio! Give back or else embrace thy death! Do not name Sylvia thine, if once again Verona shall not hold thee. There she stands. Take but possession of her with a touch. I dare thee but to breathe upon my love.
Sir Valentine, I cannot for her eye. I hold him but a fool that will endanger his body for a girl who loves him not. I claim her not, therefore she is thine.
The more degenerate and base art thou, to make such means for her as thou hast done, and leave her on such slight conditions. By the honor that is my ancestry, I do applaud thy spirit, Sir Valentine. Think thee worthy of an empress' love. Know then, I here forget all former griefs, cancel all grudge, repeal thee home again. Plead a new state in thy unrivaled merit, to which I doth subscribe. Sir Valentine, thou art a gentleman, and well derived. Take thou thy Sylvia, for thou hast deserved her.
I thank your grace. The gift hath made me happy. I now beseech you, for your daughter's sake, to grant one boon that I shall ask of you.
I grant it for thine own whatever it be.
These banished men that I have kept withal are men endued with worthy qualities, my lord. Forgive them what they have committed here, and let them be recalled from their exile. They are reformed, civil, full of good, and fit for great employment, worthy lord.
Thou hast prevailed, I pardon them in thee. Dispose of them as if thou knowest their deserts. Come, we will include all jars with triumphs, mirth, and rare solemnity.
And, as we walk along, I dare be bold with our discourse to make your grace to smile. But what think you of this page, my lord?
I think he hath good grace, he doth blush.
I'll warrant you, my lord, more grace than boy.
What mean you by that saying?
I'll tell you as we walk along, that you will wonder what hath fortuned here. Come, Proteus. 'Tis your penance but to hear the story of your loves discovered. That being said, our day of marriage shall be yours. One feast, one house, one mutual happiness. Oh!
Thank you all so very much for coming out tonight. As you can see, our glorious summer is coming to an end as it gets darker sooner and sooner. But we had a great time. You were a fantastic audience. Again, I gotta do a shout out to the Seattle Parks and Recreation Department for allowing us to feature this beautiful space. And KUOW for being our media sponsor and all of their support. And again, for you for laughing with us, cheering, and generally just merrymaking because it was fantastic this night.
Your!
I would like to let you know about our last show, which is tomorrow afternoon in this very beautiful space at 3 p.m. Also tomorrow night, closing out the GreenStage summer, is our sister show, Richard III. They're here at 7. So if you have friends who haven't seen either show, or you haven't seen Richard III, come back tomorrow. Woo! Yeah! Oh, see? Yeah, Richard! He must be in it or something. Or directed it, maybe? Anyways, so yeah, come help us celebrate the last day of our season out here this summer. And now for the very serious talk. Actors are I myself am not starving, as you can see. But my hat is still empty. So this is what I'm going to do, what we usually do, because we like to do theater for free because it brings everybody together. You come out, you have a picnic, you share some food with the actors on stage. It's a beautiful setting like this, but it still costs us just a little bit to put it on. So if you can donate anything tonight, if it jingles, that's great. If it crinkles, that's better. If you have nothing, fear not. Your laughter and your presence was enough, but if you feel guilty later this week, you can, because it'll get you every time. You can go to greenstage.org and donate online, and if you'd like a little something to wear around to show people how well you've donated, merchandise! Lovely GreenStage t-shirts.
That's a beautiful t-shirt.
Wow!
Is it true those are marked down to $10?
Only $10.
Who's running this
You're
here?
practically giving it away.
Except it's $10.
I'll take 10! It makes a great cake. But other than that, thank you so very much. Have a fantastic night. And be